My name is Teresa Sokol, and I am a constituent of Congressman Gus Bilirakis, and I am here to read my own story about my views on the Affordable Care Act. I recently received a copy of a letter that had been written indicating Congressman Bilirakis' stance on the Affordable Care Act, including a link to House legislation which he and the fellow Republicans proposed to use as a replacement for Obamacare. Clearly, this bill will require substantial and lengthy negotiations on the Hill, and accordingly, I believe it would be disastrous to go through with the GOP plan to vote to repeal Obamacare without a fully formulated alternative. My own personal story is twofold. I moved to tell you how important the Affordable Care Act is to me and my family, because as a performing artist, I lived in fear for years without health insurance because I could not afford it. As a professor of music, I watched many students dedicate themselves to careers in the arts, knowing full well they would never be able to afford health insurance until Obamacare. Now, many of my former students, not otherwise employed, can live with the security of health insurance regardless of pre-existing conditions or the inevitable low-income level of the artist. On an even more personal note, the Affordable Care Act has made it possible for my disabled step-granddaughter to receive treatment for her rheumatoid arthritis. Now just 21 years old and virtually blind, she has been accepted at college in Pasco County on an international student visa. Here she can finally enjoy a learning experience without prejudice because of her disability, while at the same time receiving treatment for her illness with the aid of student insurance under the Affordable Care Act. Without this program, I believe my step-granddaughter will be consigned to a lifetime of blindness and isolation. This is not something to be taken lightly. Health care is a right. The hasty repeal of an existing health care system, even though it may not work perfectly, is not the answer. I strongly urge you not to vote to repeal the Affordable Care Act, and I also urge you to work in a bipartisan effort to fine-tune the ACA for future generations. Thank you.